Let's go.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Feed me.
There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Big Daddy Cool, Vinny Apicella, and we are here live on the Sportswire. I'm still getting the hang of it. We are simulcasting on not only Fat Cat Radio, Spreaker, but we're also live on YouTube. And that's right. Okay. So we are live. I'm working on this. It's the first time that I actually got it to work, and it's here. It's YouTube and Spreaker, and I just hope that all of it actually works out very well. Anyways, today is Monday, and you know what? You can actually see the glare of the computers in my glasses. It's actually funny. So let's see how. Well, unfortunately, that's what you're gonna get. Okay, today is Monday, September 28th, 2015, and we are here, and we have an absolute great show for you. And we're going to be talking about the NFL. We're going to be talking about some NFL action from this past weekend. And we're going to be talking about, what else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about some WWE news, if we've got some. We've got some Major League Baseball news to talk about as we get closer to the playoffs. And just some general potpourri, if you will. As always, you can visit us on, or like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/SportswireCT. You can visit our website, www.swe-ct.com. You can visit the website www.myfatcatradio.com, and you can also go on over to Twitter, SoundCloud, Instagram, Foursquare, Tumblr, Tout, Periscope. It is at SWE Connecticut for all of those, or SWE Connecticut. And then also you can go over to YouTube, Skype, and Google Plus, Sportswire SWE. As a matter of fact, we are live on YouTube, on our YouTube page, which is Sportswire SWE. So if you want to watch, you're more than welcome to. And I promise you that I will be getting a little bit better off when I get more involved in getting some, videos, and then try to get it to go from XSplit to Spreaker and back. So last night, obviously, we were live on Fat Cat Radio as well. We were at Falcon Field in Meriden, Connecticut, with the Connecticut Panthers taking on the Connecticut Chiefs. And, I think that's probably going to be the first thing we talk about on the show today. That's right, folks. We're going to be talking about the Connecticut Panthers, and the NFL playoffs are right around the corner. As you saw the posts and the tweets and everything last night, the Panthers ended up defeating the Chiefs by a final score of 31-28. Andy Benowitz's field goal in the third quarter really helped win, because of the simple fact that that's what they won by. I do want to invite you to send any tweets to, if you want to talk about it, send some feedback. You could use the hashtag Vinistry. That's VINISTRY, and utilize it and send us some feedback, whether you're watching it on YouTube or listening to it on Spreaker. Again, going forward to the NFL playoffs. Before I even do that, let me thank our sponsors. We have Jerry Wilson from It's So Real Productions. We have Wayne Jones Management Company, which is Black Lion Entertainment Music Group. We have Stay Blessed Productions. We have Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies. And we've also got M&J Video Games and Sports Cards and Collectibles in both Wallingford and Southington, Connecticut. Folks, visit all them. They are all on Facebook, and they're on the web as well. Okay, as I said, you could also listen to us on YouTube. On iTunes. You go over to iTunes, surf over to the podcast page, search Sportswire, look for our flame logo that if you're watching YouTube, you see in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, or bottom right-hand corner of the screen, I should say. Look for our flame logo, hit the subscribe button, that's all you gotta do. All you have to do is subscribe, and that way you'll get every Sportswire, every new episode of the Sportswire, and every Connecticut Panthers game will be downloaded directly to your listening apparatus, whatever that may be, whether it's an iPod, an iPad, an iPhone, anything you have iTunes on, it will go directly there. Okay, folks, so I will say that the Panthers being 9-1, they have tied with the Western Connecticut Militia for the number one seed, obviously, in the South, for first place, being both 9-1. So they're not going by the points. They're not going by, either the season point total, which would give the Militia the advantage, and they're not going by the head-to-head point total, which would give the Panthers the advantage. Okay? They're going by a coin toss. That's right. Home field advantage in the playoffs go on a coin toss. I guess the way it works is the top five the top five teams in the North and the South go to the playoffs. Obviously, without the tie, the NFL, the Colonial Conference North has a little bit easier of a chance. They don't have a freaking coin toss. Matter of fact, let me get over to those standings for you while I'm here. That's a good part about being right at my computer. Going over to the NFL standings very quickly once it loads up. Dooby-dooby-doo. Let's go to standings. Here we go. AAA standings. So, in the northern division of the Colonial Conference, okay, the Southern Maine Raging Bulls 9-1. They will have the first place seed, number one seed. There actually will be a coin toss up in the north. Second place tie, North Shore Generals and Boston Bandits both at 6-4. The Rhode Island War Dogs are 4-6, and the Low Northeast are 3-7. What other league could you be under 500 and get into the playoffs? That's amazing. Anyways, so we're gonna end up having the there's gonna be here we go. First of all, the way it is, the top five teams, so the Raging Bulls, the Generals, the Bandits, the War Dogs, and the Nor'easter, I'll go over the South in just a minute, will go to the playoffs. Next week, there's going to be a playoff game between the War Dogs and the Nor'easter. Top three teams get a bye. So it'll be the Raging Bulls, the Generals, and the Bandits. Now, after that first week playoff game between the War Dogs and the Nor'easter, the teams will be reseeded. chances are, well, actually, I don't even know if they'll need a playoff. Oh, they'll have to determine home field, I would assume, between the Generals and the Bandits. The 2-3 seeds play each other, and the 1-4 play each other. So, or the winner of the 4-5 and the 1 play each other. So it'll end up being the Raging Bulls against the winner of the War Dogs and the Nor'easter. And then the Generals will play the Bandits, just a matter of who has home field in that game. In the Southern Division, it's the Panthers and the Militia both on top with 9-1. Okay, the Connecticut Chiefs and the Pioneer Valley Knights, I guess they're going to give the Knights the game win against the Brawlers. The Brawlers, I believe, forfeited that game. So it'll be Chiefs and Knights, and I guess they're going to have another coin toss between those two teams. They're tied for second. And then the Hartford Colts, being 2-8, are actually going to make the playoffs. So it's going to be the loser of the coin toss between the Chiefs and the Knights are going to play the Colts next week. I would assume they have home field advantage. The winner of that game will go on to play the loser, the winner of the coin toss from this week. No, I'm sorry. The winner of the game between the Colts and the winner of the coin toss, the loser of the coin toss between the Chiefs and the Knights will go on to play the loser of the coin toss between the Panthers and the Militia. The winner of the coin toss between the Panthers and the Militia will play... No. Wait a minute. Okay. The loser of the coin toss between the Panthers and the Militia will play the winner of the coin toss between the Chiefs and the Knights in the second round of the playoffs. The loser of the coin toss will play the Hartford Colts this coming Saturday, where the winner of the coin toss and the Militia and the Panthers all have the day off, a bye week. So it could be, well, let's just say the Chiefs win the coin toss. It'll be the Pioneer Valley Knights against the Hartford Colts this week. The winner of that game would go on to play the winner of the Panthers Militia coin toss, and then the loser of the Panthers Militia coin toss will go on to play the Chiefs. And then just, play off that way. Good gravy. That is what I call a very confusing way to do it. But just to go over, okay, so wild card round. All right, let me see what the wild card rounds has to say here. Okay, so the wild card round, the AAA hasn't been posted yet. Big surprise. All right. Let's just go to the Week 10 games, the results, and let's get that together. All right. So Week 10 results, and we're going to go by conference. Here we go. All right. In the Single A division, the Granite State Warriors defeated the Midcoast Falcons 14-0. The Northeastern Empire lost to the Monadnock Marauders 19-0. The Connecticut Gamblers got beat by the North Berkshire Kings 34-9. The Southern Connecticut Sting just barely edged out the Metro West Cardinals 28-6. The Vermont Ravens defeated the Southern Vermont Storm 36-14. The Port City Vipers handily defeated the Franklin County Greyhounds 39-0. And then the Notre Dame Cobras got barely edged out by the Twin City Riot 24-21. In the AA division, the Worcester Wildcats defeated the Rhode Island Riptide 21-14. The New Hampshire Wolfpack defeated the Mystic River Tigers 24-0. The South Shore Chiefs got defeated by the Whaling City Clippers 20-6. The Southern New Hampshire Beavers defeated the Central Mass Sabercats 27-21 in overtime. The Green Valley Blackhawks defeated the New London County Sharks 26-13. And listen to this. The Southern New England Rage defeated the Somerville Rampage 2-0. 2-0. All that was scored was a safety. Was it that big of a defensive game, or did the offenses just suck? Wow. All right, in the AAA division, the Colonial Conference, the Hartford Colts defeated the Brass City Brawlers 21-6. That means the Brawlers finally scored their first touchdown in the final game of the season. The Northeast Natives got beat by the Southern Maine Raging Bulls 32-20 in what I would call a very close game. The North Shore Generals just barely eked out a win against the Rhode Island War Dogs 7-6. The Western Connecticut Militia very dominantly defeated the Pioneer Valley Knights 44-12. The Boston Bandits shut out the Lowell Nor'easter 13-0. And of course, the Connecticut Panthers defeated the Connecticut Chiefs last night, as heard here on Fat Cat Radio, 31-28. All right, so that's how it goes as of right now for the AAA division. Just see if they don't have anything up for the AAA or AAA wildcard round or anything yet. Okay, so that is our segment on the NEFL, and we're actually going to go to our first song. This singer has sung the national anthem at the Connecticut Panthers game. We've been promoting her heavily on the Sportswire. It is Jenna Murata, all right, and as you can see her picture coming up now on YouTube. She did release her CD Gypsy in 2014. It's available on iTunes and by CD and through CD Baby and Amazon. So check her out, Jenna Murata, right here on the Sportswire. Here's Never Forget.
Can't fly without you, baby. Go slow, you move too quickly. Wasn't ready to fly on my own. You grew to love me, baby. Our love was not forsaken. We took a vow for all the time. tree. I'll find you in heaven, and when I get there, get together, and I'll be safe in your arms. Keep telling myself, never forget, never forget, never forget.
All right, and that was Jenna Murata right here on the Sportswire with Never Forget. You can follow her online at JennaMurataMusic.com. She's also on Facebook, Jenna Murata Music, and also Jenna Murata Actress as well, and also JennaMurataActress.com, and then on Twitter is at the Jenna Murata. Great talent. I met her. She obviously sang the national anthem at the Connecticut Panthers game last month, and she's a great singer, a great person. I can't talk enough about her. We did have an interview with her, leading up to that Panthers game. One other note on the Panthers: this coming Thursday during Live Sportswire, I will have an interview with Coach Mark Welch of the Connecticut Panthers. We're actually going to be recording the interview on Wednesday morning, so if you have any questions, use the hashtag Vinistry on both Twitter and Facebook, and we'll be able to ask some questions to him. He is the head coach and owner of the Connecticut Panthers, bringing them to a 9-1 season, and going into the playoffs to possibly get their third national championship. So, like I said, any questions for Mark Welch, Coach Welch of the Panthers, use the hashtag Vinistry. Again, that's Vinistry. All right. So now we've talked about the NFL. Now it's time to move on to the NFL, National Football League. Now, if you remember back in May, I had said that I would boycott the NFL if the suspension of Tom Brady was upheld. Well, obviously it wasn't. But even through the whole thing and through the whole Deflategate scandal and coming out that Tom Brady, destroyed his cell phone and all that kind of stuff, I realized, you know what, it's not worth it. The people, the fans of the Sportswire still want to hear about the NFL. And, I gave you the scores during the broadcast last night, but some big news coming out of the NFL. Big Ben, the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers, will be out now. He's the latest of a string of bad injuries for big-name players. And amazingly, like I said, he's going to end up being out now 4 to 6 weeks. So for my fantasy team, that doesn't bode well, because now I have to put Carson Palmer in, who's my backup, and he's not bad himself for the SWE powerhouse. So next week's Carson Palmer is going to start. Now, if it goes into Carson's bye week, well, then we've got a problem, because then I don't have a quarterback. So I might be looking to pick up another quarterback if that's the case. But who knows if that's going to end up happening. I will say this. I'm trying to download the NFL app so that I can get you all the info you need. Obviously, the Jets got knocked off their perch last night. They got beat by, oh crud. So that. You know what? Let me just go to the NFL score. There we go. NFL. Woo-hoo. All right. But Pittsburgh still eked out the victory yesterday, even with Michael Vick coming in at the fourth quarter, well, after the injury to Ben. So Ben Roethlisberger, he sprained his MCL, and he's got a bone bruise, so he'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. So here are the final scores. The Giants won 32-21 over the Washington Redskins. The Cincinnati Bengals defeated the Baltimore Ravens 28-24. The Carolina Panthers stay undefeated and go to 3-0. I'm sorry, they go to 4-0. Right? Was that week 4? No, week 3. That's right. They go to 3-0 against the Saints, who go to 0-3. Oakland Raiders 27-20 final over the Cleveland Browns. The Atlanta Falcons 39-28 winners over the Dallas Cowboys. So the Cowboys dropped to 2-1. The Giants are now tied with the Cowboys 2-1. The Houston Texans 19-9 winners over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Minnesota Vikings 31-14 over the San Diego Chargers. The Jacksonville Jaguars are no longer on top of first place. They're 1-2. They lost handily to the New England Patriots 51-17. The Philadelphia Eagles 24-17 winners over the Jets. So the Jets are now no longer undefeated. The Pittsburgh Steelers 12-6 winners over St. Louis. Indianapolis 35-33 over Tennessee. Arizona 47-7 winners over San Francisco. Buffalo 41, Miami 14. Seattle 26-0 over Chicago. So Seattle finally gets their first win of the year. And then Denver 24-12 over Detroit. Tonight's game is Kansas City Chiefs at the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, 8:30 p.m. on ESPN. Going over the standings once they get there. Going over the standings, the Patriots up on top of the Bills, 3-0. On top of the East, I should say, in the AFC, 3-0. The Jets and the Bills are both tied at 2-1, and the Dolphins are 1-2. The AFC North, the Cincinnati Bengals are up on top. The Bengals, 3-0. Pittsburgh Steelers 2-1. Cleveland Browns 1-2, and the Baltimore Ravens are 0-3. The AFC South, the Indianapolis Colts and the Titans and the Texans and the Jaguars, they're all tied for first at 1-2. Holy crap! I don't think that has ever happened that I know of, that all 4 teams are tied for first. But the fact they're all 1-2, so next week it'll end up breaking some of the ties at least, and it'll break it down to 2 ties. I think. Well, that's if they were playing each other. So we'll see. Maybe they'll all lose next weekend. Who knows? I gotta check on that. Colts, Titans, the Texans, and the Jaguars. It doesn't say who they're playing next. Okay. In the West, the Denver Broncos are 3-0 up on top. The Raiders are 2-1. The Chiefs are still 1-1 because they play tonight, and the Chargers are 1-2. In the NFC East, the Cowboys are up on top 2-1. The Giants started out 0-2. They're 1-2. Okay, so the Giants, the Redskins, and the Eagles are all tied at 1-2. In the NFC North, the Packers are 2-0, still up on top. They played tonight. The Vikings are 2-1, and the Lions and the Bears are both 0-3. In the South, the Panthers and the Falcons tied at first 3-0. The Buccaneers are 1-2, and the Saints are 0-3. In the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals are 3-0. So that gives me a little bit of confidence going with Carson Palmer. And then the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks are all 1-2. So that's what that is. They're all 1-2. So those are the standings. However, I do want to see week 4 who the AFC East, the AFC South teams are playing. Indianapolis, Tennessee, Houston, and Jacksonville. Let's see. We're getting there. Getting there at the speed of the internet. We don't want week 1. We want to go to week 4. Okay. Here we go. Week 4. All right. Obviously, the Ravens play the Steelers on Thursday. And then the Jaguars are playing at the Colts, so that'll break that tie. The Jaguars at the Colts. And then the Texans are playing the Falcons. And Tennessee is playing where? I believe they might have the bye week. Yep, Tennessee has the bye. Well, the Tennessee Titans will end up staying at 1-2, and the Jaguars and the Colts will break that tie, and the Texans will be playing at Atlanta. So, who knows? You know, you'll still have one team staying at 1-2, and then the one team will be going to 2-2 between the Jaguars and the Colts, and one will be going to 1-3, and then the Texans playing the Falcons. So the Texans could go to 2-2 as well, or 1-3 either way. The Jets and the Dolphins are playing 9:30 a.m. next week because they are going to London on Sunday. So they'll be playing in London at 9:30 a.m., which means that they're starting, I believe it's a 6-hour difference, and they'll be starting at 3:30 in the afternoon over there. So that's where that is. Okay, so that was the NFL standings there. So again, that's the NFL news for you. But like I said, Roethlisberger out 4 to 6 weeks. For a fantasy update, for those of you who are following the my SWE Powerhouse NFL fantasy team through ESPN. Okay, I'm going to get to them. We won this week. I can say that with confidence because after Sunday, I'm ahead. I have 2 guys going tonight. My opponent does not, and I'm already ahead. So I definitely got my first win. SWE Powerhouse got our first win this week. We played Bobby Sack Attack, which has been his name for the past 3 seasons. And but anyways, currently I'm ahead 76.8 to 74.6. I still have 2 players going tonight. He's done. So I'm projected to win. You know, I'm projected to get 96 points. But either way, I won. So that gives me a win. So with that being said, as things load, I'm going to give you the rundown of my players. Obviously, Ben Roethlisberger going out in the third quarter with the injury, his numbers were much less than stellar. He also had an interception during the game, so that didn't help much. That took points away. And I'm still waiting on my team to load, the fantasy cast to load. You know, it's technology, isn't it? Doobie-doo. Okay, here we go. Getting there. Come on. It's almost loaded. There we go. Currently at 76.8 points. Roethlisberger only had 5.7 points, 192 yards with an interception. Anderson from Detroit, 2.7 yards, 2.7 points. Only had 18 yards total. Freeman from Atlanta, 37.3 points. I'm glad I started him. 141 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cooks from New Orleans. This is last week with me. I did agree to a trade. So Cooks got 7.9 points. Brown from Arizona, 6.2. Kelsey plays tonight. Starks plays tonight. The Rams defense got 12 points with an interception, obviously, and only 12 points against. And Vinatieri got me 5 points for 5 extra point attempts made. Carson Palmer on the bench got me 22.5 points, so I'm pretty confident running him next week, starting him in place of Ben Roethlisberger. And then Johnson from Arizona got me 27 points. I could have started him and really blown the game wide open, but I did not know. Peyton, for my opponent, Bobby Sack Attack, Peyton Manning, 22.9 points, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, but an interception. Marshawn Lynch only got 2.3 points, which is 14 yards. Morris from Washington, 1.9 points with only 19 yards. Julian Edelman from New England, 8.5 points, 85 yards for Jacksonville, against Jacksonville. T.Y. Hilton from Indianapolis, 9.4 points, only 94 reception yards. Mike Bennett from Chicago, 1.5 points. That's Marcellus Bennett. Sankey from Tennessee, 4.1 points, with only 10 yards. I wonder how that's possible. Broncos defense got him 17 points, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery, 12 points against, and a block. And then Scobie from Pittsburgh, 2 field goals for 7 points. Probably one of them was over a certain amount of yardage, I believe. And then, on his bench, Smith Sr. from Baltimore got him 30.6 points, didn't help. Could have won the game for him. And Cam Newton, 33.9 points, could have won the game for him. As far as the trade that I accepted, and it was a straight up 1-for-1 deal. I needed another wide receiver because with I just wasn't having the big scores that I needed. So I ended up agreeing to a trade. Brandon Cooks will go to the East Coast Renegades, and I'm going to get Andre Johnson. So that'll happen for next week. And so we'll see how that goes on. All right, so we're going to get to our next song. It's our buddy Twism White Piece, who is on Facebook, Twitter, and the like. Check him out. Pose Productions has been heavily promoting him. If you're on YouTube, you can see the graphic. He is on Facebook. Twism, Twizm, White, Whyte, Peace, Piece. He also has a show here on Fat Cat Radio, so check it out. We're going to play his song Go Hard right here on the Sportswire.
In this life, yo, never backing down. Go hard on this mic, yo, always rock the crowd. Go hard on the skates, yo, lead a place of mates. Go hard in this game, yo, gotta win the race. I go hard with it, 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 I go hard in this game. Go hard on the stage, go hard on the mic, go hard in this life. I go hard with it each and every day. I go hard with it each and every way. I stray away from lanes too messed up in the brain to see the way my reign stays. No games played, all work, all day. All earned, no fake. Cushy burning all day. Yellow bone going down in hallways. I run this rap game in always. Giving thanks to my savior, all praise. Perfect total package, yep, always. Man, you know the way I go. Full throttle, game on swamp. Hit down low, get your trunk full of bangers, bumping haters, jumping when you get to thumping down your block. Whether Dodge, Lexus, or Maybach, I'm on top non-stop. Best of the new next. Take a second, get to reppin' Team Elite. Yeah, they flexin'. Look at the path laid before me. Two-stepping and I'm jigging all day. Two-stepping and I'm jigging all day. Hard in this life, yo, never backing down. Go hard on this mic, yo, always rock the crowd. Go hard on the stage, yo, lead a place of mates. Go hard in this game, yo, gotta win the race. I go hard with it, 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 I go hard in this game. Go hard on the stage, go hard on the mic, go hard in this life. I go harder than the next man, that's why I'm getting the industry's next, man. Keep these haters stressed, man, perplexed, and wondering what kind of wonder I'ma be doing next, man. 223's aim, man, I did that. Now I'm on another level where I'm telling Kimbo, go get that. Yellow bone, let me hit that. Kush, man, big bag, let me get that. This rap game, it's a rap, kid. I'm on another level, kid. Rude boy clothes, man, all up on my back. And the chain so shiny, lightning McQueen flash. And them haters talking smack, Team Elite go handle that. Man, the game's so addictive that I know you'll come right back. Swag so official, yellow bone coming back to back. Down for the ride, sponsor, you can call him Fat Cat. On my own clothing line, you can go and Google that. Still think you're better, man, where we meeting at? Meeting hard in this life, yo, never backing down. Go hard on this mic, yo, always rock the crowd. Go hard on the stage, yo, lead a place of mates. Go hard in this game, yo, gotta win the race. I go hard with it, 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 I go hard in this game. Go hard on the stage, go hard on the mic, go hard in this life, I go hard.
All right, folks, that was Twism White Piece with Go Hard With It right here on the Sportswire. And, check him out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. He does, and on Fat Cat Radio. He's got his own show, I think, like 3 nights a week. 10 p.m. Eastern Time, live. He goes over a lot of the underground hip-hop and R&B, or rap, underground. I said that right? Yeah, I did. Okay. So, coming back now, some news out of the political world about the presidential race that's coming up next year. Now, obviously I've been saying it for months now, or for a month ever since he announced his intentions to run. I am 110% fully behind Donald Trump. And I feel that he's going to be the absolute best candidate, best person for the job. Okay? So here we go. Scott Walker, who was a presidential candidate, he ended up dropping out of the race. And what he said at the end of his recession speech, or whatever you want to call it, dropping out speech, he said one thing that, really made me feel good about wanting to vote for Donald Trump. He said, anybody in the GOP election, or anybody in the election period, but anybody in the GOP, which is the Republican Party, the GOP, I don't know why they call it the Republican GOP, but it's the Republican Party, okay? He said that everybody who basically either doesn't have the money or knows they don't have a chance in hell of becoming president or winning the primary and getting the nod from the GOP, drop out now and don't waste everybody's time so they can focus on beating Donald Trump. Ha ha! See, now that makes me feel good about wanting to vote for Donald Trump. And the reason why I say that is because Donald Trump scares politicians. Okay? He will come through and he will say it like it is. He will say it the way people are thinking it. He came out, he said he wants to send all the illegal immigrants back to where they came from. In my opinion, that's a good thing. Now, if you want to, get your green card or you're working on it or whatever, fine. That's the way it is. Okay? That's the way you need to do it. However, same time, okay? At the same time, you need to understand something. You need to understand that you're here, and it's the ones that really want to mooch off the country, getting federal, food stamps, getting welfare checks or cash assistance or medical or this or that. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel that you should obviously have access, but if you're here illegally, okay, again, it's that word, illegally. That means you're breaking the law. It's against the law. you should be put in jail. Now, for, the one thing I will say that I do like Donald Trump is saying is that he's going to get rid of the idea that, if you have a child, that child is, an anchor baby, so to speak. Means you have a child, you're able to stay here to take care of the child. Now, let me ask you something. If DCF, okay, Department of Children and Families, now this is just in Connecticut, but whether it's DCF or DCYS or where, Department of Children and Families or Department of Children and Youth Services or, whatever, wherever state you're in, wherever you're listening. Now, think of it this way, okay? If you're wanted for murder, you have a child, wouldn't DCF come and take that child away from you because you're an unfit parent? You're going to prison. Now, why is it that that's okay, but somebody who's illegally here in the country, they're allowed to keep their children? Now, I'm not advocating to the point take the children away. That's not what I want, or not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, why is it okay for the parents to have a kid, okay, and be able to stay in this country? No, you take your kid with you back to where you came from. Okay? That's what it is. But exactly, that's what it should be. If you're here illegally, you have a child, you take that child back to your country. You don't, just stay here and mooch off the country. Or you have to be forced to get your green card and forced to go to work. I mean, I know the unemployment rate is high and there aren't enough jobs, and unfortunately that has a lot to do with technology, has a lot to do with, the people being smarter, but, it's, I've jumped from topic to topic to topic. I was talking with my son yesterday. Okay, now, you guys have heard my son. He's been on my podcast before, and he's been on YouTube. I was talking to him yesterday, and I asked him what he was learning in school and in math, and he said he was learning the order of operations. Now, if you're my age, okay, now I'm 34 years old, okay, the order of operations, you remembered by, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, correct? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. He looked at me cross-eyed and wanted to know what the hell I was talking about when I said, oh, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. He's like, you don't have an Aunt Sally. I looked at him dumbfounded. I'm like, okay, they didn't teach you that? That's how you remember the order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Holy crap. He didn't know what the heck I was talking about. He's like, yeah, you got to do what's in the parentheses first, and then the exponents, unless the exponent's in the parentheses, or then you got to do the exponent first inside the parentheses. I'm like, yeah, because you do everything inside of a parenthesis before you get to anything else. Multiplication, division, you go right to left. Left to right. And then addition, subtraction, you go left to right. That's how you do the order of operations. It's please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. He did not. What is up with these teachers nowadays? It's like I've heard this Common Core bullcrap, all the time. And here's the deal. I don't believe in tests. Okay, I think tests provide unnecessary anxiety on children. I mean, granted, you have to find out where they, if they understand the concept or whatever. But these standardized tests, the CAPT in Connecticut Aptitude Performance Tests, and, stuff like that, yeah, I don't believe in them so much. I think every child has a right to education, and even with the SATs, okay, it's still being judged because, if you have a low SAT score, you're not going to get into college, and that's not fair. You have to start a community college or whatever. I mean, it's still college, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I scored a 1,300 on my SATs or something, so I did pretty well. But, again, it's not, I don't necessarily believe in tests because you get a kid so worked up and everything for what? A grade, an A, that, whatever. Homework is obviously good, but I think you need to do more hands-on. All right. So I'm going to go to our next song. Yeah, as you can tell, towards the end, the songs get quicker as I change. All right, so we're going to go to our next song. This woman is a founder of Stay Blessed Productions. We've been talking to her a lot. Or not talking to her, but playing her a lot. And, oh, that's right, we didn't play that. All right, well, here we go. It's Dean Wild, okay? That's her album, Lord Knows, if you're watching on YouTube. So Lord Knows, the name of the song is Garden of Eden. Here's Dean Wild right here on the Sportswire.
Garden of Eden, I'm dancing through the Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden, I'm dancing through the Garden of Eden. I'm lyrically on another level, got my dancing shoes on, but I ain't dancing with the devil. So don't go mentioning my name, boy. I'd rather sit here playing the games on my Game Boy. You know I've been on top of my Game Boy. I'm just spreading the love so we can all share the same joy, yeah. It feels good, don't it? Still got a long way to go, but we came a long way from it, oh. I'm repping the South, but I'm from the North, though. Home of the Raptors, we shooting free throws. This is my Michael Jordan year, I'm on my MVP flow. Look at me go, maybe it's just my ego. I got real followers and they go wherever we go. Dude's got 1 million followers, but none in real life. Yeah, they got the views up, but that don't mean the point of view's right. Now follow me as I'm dancing through the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden, I'm dancing through the Garden of Eden. Yeah, the Garden of Eden, I'm dancing through the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, alright, look, so I'm dancing through the Garden of Eden. I got my shoes on, laced up, ready to go. Let's get this ball on, I'm on my ball wherever I go. In my garden, I'm the sunlight that helps nature to grow. It's only natural I blow, like the wind and the leaves, I'm so breezy. Fresh lemon squeezy, chilling in the garden where needs aren't really needed. Flaws aren't seen, cause we just focus on breathing. Like, I'm just trying to let y'all in for the first time. Please don't make me have to think twice about being nice. Come take a walk with me in the garden that I sowed. Only with the best seeds, come with me and you'll see. No Wonka, but life for me is so sweet. I'm just trying to eat and then feed. Get up on my feet and then leap. Leapfrog over obstacles, all dreams are possible. Even when you wake up, dance to the beat of life. Cause everything's gonna be alright. Take my hand and let's dance in the Garden of Eden. In the Garden of Eden. Take my hand and let's dance in the Garden of Eden. In the Garden of Eden. Take my hand and let's dance.
All right, and that was Dean Wild with Garden of Eden right here on the Sportswire. And I want to thank her because she's been great and instrumental in just promoting the Sportswire on Twitter and Facebook. And again, check out Stay Blessed Productions. She is one of the founders with that company. So now it's almost like one of those things where you don't know what to talk about. But we do know what to talk about. It's getting to be playoff time in the Major League Baseball, not just the NFL, but it's Major League Baseball's playoff time as well. Almost another week of games to go before we get there. And let's go over the standings for you. The Mets, the New York Baseball Mets, the Metropolitans, have clinched the NL East championship. They ran away with the title. I never thought that was possible. As Mike Greenberg said this morning on Mike and Mike, okay, he said If you told me that the Mets would run away with the NL East, he would have laughed in your face. I would have too. But holy cow. Alright. Wow. Okay. So, here we go. We'll start with the NL. In the East, the Mets clinching the division 89-67. Washington, the Washington Nationals 79-76 have been eliminated. 9.5 games out. Miami Marlins 69-87, 20 games out, eliminated. Atlanta Braves 62-94, eliminated. 27 games out. And the Philadelphia Phillies 59-97, eliminated. 30 games out. In the Central, St. Louis and now 3 teams out of the 5 in the NL Central are going to the playoffs. Okay, the St. Louis Cardinals are currently winning the division. Okay, they are 98-58. The Pittsburgh Pirates also clinched the playoff, whether it be the first wild card or the division, 95-61. They're still 3 games out of first place. They have an elimination number of 4, which means that there are 7 games left. They are 4.5 games up on the wild card, up on the second wild card. The Chicago Cubs have clinched a wild card, whether it's the first or the second, 90-65. Milwaukee Brewers, 66-90, are eliminated, 32 games out. Then the Cincinnati Reds, 63-92, are 34.5 games out. They're also eliminated. In the West, still nobody has clinched. Well, it's either going to be San Francisco or the Dodgers that are going to win the division. The Dodgers are 87-68, currently on first place. The San Francisco Giants are 81-74, 6 games out. Their elimination number is 2. The Arizona Diamondbacks, 75-81, they're eliminated 12.5 games back. San Diego Padres, 73-83, they are eliminated at 14.5 back. And the Colorado Rockies are 66-90, they're eliminated at 21.5 games back. Okay. The best record in the league is going to go to St. Louis or Pittsburgh. So, as it stands now, the Mets are the 2 wildcard teams will play. It's either going to be Chicago and Pittsburgh, or Chicago and St. Louis, or Pittsburgh and St. Louis. That's how close they are. Well, no, Chicago definitely has a wild card. So Chicago will play either Pittsburgh or St. Louis, at Pittsburgh or St. Louis. And no, it's a possibility that they could overtake them and get home field. Well, they can't win the division because they're 7.5 games out, so they're already eliminated. But the Cubs can play, they can keep winning and overtake the Pirates or St. Louis for only that first wild card position. So it remains to be seen how those 3 are going to end up. In the last 10, Pittsburgh are 8-2. The Cubs and St. Louis are all 6-4. Are both 6-4. St. Louis and Pittsburgh are both on a 1-game losing streak, and the Cubs are on a 1-game winning streak. So it remains to be seen who's going to end up winning. Okay. In the American League, Toronto has clinched a playoff berth, 90-65. The Yankees are still only 4 games back, 86-69. The Baltimore Orioles are 76-79, 14 games out, they're eliminated. The Yankees have an elimination number of 4. But they're up 4.5 games on the first wild card position. Boston Red Sox, 75-80. They're eliminated at 15 games back. And the Tampa Bay Rays are 75-81, eliminated at 15.5 games back. In the Central, Kansas City has clinched the division, 90-65. So they're in the playoffs already. They've got the division. Minnesota Twins, 80-75, 10 games back. They're eliminated, a game and a half out of the wild card. And the Cleveland is 77-77, 12 and a half games out of first. They're eliminated from the division, but 4 games out of the wild card. And the Chicago White Sox are 73-83, 17 and a half. They're eliminated completely. And the Detroit Tigers are 72-83. They're completely eliminated, 18 games back. Let me just let you know, in the wild card standings in the East, Baltimore has a shot, 5.5 games out. Boston has a shot, long shot, 6.5 games out, and Tampa Bay has a shot, 7 games out. So they're not completely eliminated either, or else the Yankees would clinch wild card. In the West, the Texas Rangers are 84-71. They are up on top. Houston Astros are 82-74. They're 2.5 games out of the top, out of the division lead. Their elimination number is 5 for the division, and they're currently holding the second wild card position. The Los Angeles Angels are 81-74, 3 games out of the division. Their elimination number is 5, and they're half a game out of the second wild card spot. Seattle Mariners 74-82, they're eliminated completely, 10.5 games out. And the Oakland Athletics are 65-91. They are completely eliminated at 19.5 games out. Standings, let's see the wild card standings. I think I just kind of gave them to you. But here's the top 2 wild card teams from each league make the postseason and play each other in a 1-game playoff. If 2 or more teams are tied for their division lead, they will be listed among the wild card teams below. So right now, the wild card teams are the Yankees and Houston. Okay. The Angels are half a game out. Minnesota is a game and a half out. Cleveland is 4 out. Baltimore is 5.5 out. Boston is 6.5 out. Okay, Tampa Bay's eliminated. Seattle's eliminated. Chicago's eliminated. Detroit's eliminated. Oakland's eliminated. Okay. In the National League, same thing. The Pittsburgh Pirates are 95-61, and the Chicago Cubs are 90-65. Those are the 2 those are the 2 teams, regardless. And even Pittsburgh either one of them could overtake St. Louis. And then San Francisco, Washington, Arizona, San Diego, Miami, Colorado, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Atlanta, and Philly are all eliminated. The exception of San Francisco has a shot to take out LA. That's it. I have a feeling if the Yankees don't win the World Series this year, it's going to end up being maybe the Mets. Either the Mets or it's going to come out of the National League Central. That's my official prediction. Okay? That's my official prediction. Alright, we're going to get to our next song. Okay, this singer has unfortunately had to go out of state this past weekend, so she could not sing the national anthem at the Panthers game. It is A.J. Jansen, country music's Rebel Rose. That's her CD, Dirty Country. It is available on iTunes and wherever else you may buy CDs, Amazon and the like. Alright, so here's Country Song Survivor by A.J. Jansen right here on the Sportswire.
It's Friday night. Charlie greets me at the door. I'm feeling fine. He knows what I'm looking for. With a wink and a smile, he catches my attention. God bless the man and his patience. No, I ain't from Tennessee, but country music's in my blood. He used to sing the songs he loved. I don't abide by the rules of a typical cowgirl, but I'm a northern Yankee country song survivor. I have the scars of the honky-tonk bars in my blood, and when the music's so loud, they don't give a damn where I'm from. Don't tell me that I don't belong in this barroom, just 'cause I'm a northern Yankee country song survivor. They come in to see me sing about the legends and lost highways. I remind them for a moment everything's okay, with a tip in a jar and an old guitar that's tired. Y'all, here's a northern Yankee country song survivor. The scars of the honky-tonk bars in my blood, and when the music's up loud, they don't give a damn where I'm from. Don't tell me I don't belong in this barroom, just 'cause I'm a northern Yankee country song survivor. It's Saturday night. Charlie greets me at the door. He says he's doing alright as he points me to stage door.
All right, and that was AJ Jansen with Country Song Survivor right here on the Sportswire. She's been absolutely fantastic to play, and yeah, I understand. You know, obviously, she's a little bit bigger of a name than Jenna Murata. I would venture to say, no disrespect to Jenna, but I would say that AJ's maybe bigger of a name, probably has more, has a couple more gigs under her belt. But either way, she's, we're going to work on getting her for next year. We're actually going to be doing a lot for the Panthers next year. I was, after the game last night, I was talking with Coach Welsh, and we'll go into it a little bit more, on the interview on Wednesday, but, and then on Thursday's show. We're going to be doing a lot more in terms of getting the Panthers out there. Losing my Facebook, last week, or last month, it was ridiculous, but it was tough to also promote. Now, Sportswire itself, as a, the Sportswire itself as a show, has a Facebook page called Sportswire Host. Okay? So, back on Sportswire, okay, could do promotions that way. So definitely, check it out. And that's the way it's got to be for now until something changes. But either way, like I said, you can always check out the Sportswire itself on Facebook Facebook.com/SportswireCT. All right. Now, there is a couple other things that I wanted to go over. Actually, there's really not. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of... there's not much WWE to go over other than Sting being injured at Night of Champions. Possible career ending. They said that it's definitely a back, spinal, neck injury type thing. So I don't think we'll see him in the WWE ring anymore. Quite honestly, he doesn't need to prove himself. He's been through everything. We saw him in 2 WWE matches. He's part of the WWE universe now. He'll go into the Hall of Fame, and that's all there is to it. That's all that we really need. If you're that adamant about seeing Undertaker versus Sting, you got to look at the health of the competitors. Okay? Now, what I will say this is Seth Rollins, I don't know whether he's green or he just doesn't think, but his moves have been under scrutiny for a year now. With first with the curb stomp and the concussions and everything, and now this. He needs to come up with moves that aren't going to hurt. Either that, or the fans have to stop calling for blood and calling for more. Because here's the thing: every time the fans call for more, the moves get riskier and riskier. Okay, they do. They get riskier and riskier, and unfortunately, you're going to see a lot of the legends and their careers cut short. I'm surprised Jeff Hardy is still going. He's one of the innovators of a lot of these moves. But, it's like... Okay, speaking of that, I was posed with a question. Now, I told you, my buddy Jay Deuce, who I played some of his music on the show before, okay, he had told me, Major Science Finding on Mars. That's streaming now on WTNH. As I was saying, Jay Deuce and I, we go back and forth on fantasy wrestling matchups. Okay? And we were talking, he sent me one. There we go. We're talking about Jeff Hardy and Cesaro. I don't know. I would have to venture to say Cesaro. I think, Jeff Hardy said... I did say, I actually mentioned it, I think, at last week's show. I would have to probably go with Jeff Hardy. But honestly, I would probably have to go with Cesaro at this point in time. Although I do think Cesaro needs a bigger push. He also sent me two more. He also sent me one more, and I counteracted. He said Billy Gunn at his prime versus Dolph Ziggler. See, I would have to go with Ziggler simply because Billy Gunn was mainly known for his tag team wrestling. He was a great wrestler, but he was mainly known for the Smoking Guns, and then the New Age Outlaws, and then Billy and Chuck, and it's like, and now the New Age Outlaws again, basically, But I would have to go with Ziggler. I think Ziggler's a more accomplished singles wrestler. However, I counteracted. Mr. Perfect versus Dolph Ziggler. Now he told me he would go with Ziggler. I would have to venture to go against that. Sorry, Juan, but I got to go with Mr. Perfect. Kurt Hennig was the all-around athlete. Now, I'm not saying that Ziggler's not, but I do see a lot of Mr. Perfect in Ziggler to the point where if I hadn't known that Curtis Axel was Mr. Perfect's son, I would have said that Dolph Ziggler was Mr. Perfect's son. I don't like what they're doing with the Ziggler, Rusev, Lana, Summer Rae storyline. I don't like Summer Rae. I said it last week. I don't think she's that attractive. I mean, she's very skinny. She wears the pantsuits with a the camisole underneath, showing her boobs that she really has, that she really doesn't have. I don't like her. I just don't like her. The facial expression, she's ugly, in my opinion. But anyways, I don't like what they're doing with him. I think that he needs to be in a title picture, be it U.S. or Intercontinental. But the problem is, by putting the U.S. by having the U.S. title on Cena, Cena's not turning heel. So you got to have heels against Cena. You know, you're not going to do really two baby faces unless it's a one-time off like the U.S. Open Challenge, but which is a good way to introduce the NXT guys. But I don't know. But let's go to our final song of the day. Okay, it's a band that I found out about through Big Lou. Okay, as you can see the picture popping up on the screen now if you're watching on YouTube. Okay, it's Second Skin. Okay, their song is called Bottle. All right, so that's a breakout song, a bigger song. All right, here it is on the Sportswire. Second Skin with Bottle, right here on the Sportswire. right, folks, that was Second Skin with Bottle right here on the Sportswire. And again, like I said, I was introduced to them through Big Lou, obviously before he passed. And really good band. Really good band. Okay, so now we are actually going to our final segment of the show. All right. Oh, I don't know if you guys heard that on YouTube or not. Let me try that. Let me see. Let me try that again. My apologies. And that would be the sound and the introduction for our dumb laws of the day. We are going to Colorado, all right, the Rocky Mountain State right now, all right. So Colorado, one may not mutilate a rock in a state park. I don't know how you mutilate a rock, but you can't do it in Colorado in a state park. It is illegal to ride a horse while under the influence. Okay. Tags may be ripped off pillows and mattresses. Okay. Because you have that tag that says "Do not remove" for fear of penalty or whatever. That's actually you can rip it off if you're buying it. Car dealers may not show cars on a Sunday. It is illegal for liquor stores to sell food or grocery stores to sell any alcohol except beer. That is at most 3% alcohol? I don't know. No liquor may be sold on Sundays or election days. That was repealed in 2008. Colorado residents can now buy alcohol on Sundays. Now, why would you not allow people to buy alcohol on election day? That just seems counterproductive. Okay. Persons may not urinate in public. Okay. That's normal. In Alamosa. Now we're going to city laws. In Alamosa, persons may not urinate in public. Throwing missiles at cars is illegal. Well, gee, I don't know who would get their hands on missiles. Keeping a house where unmarried persons are allowed to have sex is prohibited. Okay? To own a dog over 3 months of age, one must obtain a license. That's normal. In Arvada, Colorado, establishments which sell alcohol must have enough lighting to read text inside them. Okay? Normal. In Aspen, catapults may not be fired at buildings. In Boulder, couches may not be placed on outside porches. It is illegal to challenge a police officer. Or it is legal to challenge a police officer, but only until he or she asks you to stop. Okay? It is illegal to permit one's llama to graze on city property. Well, when you show me you have a pet llama, let me know. Boulders may not be rolled on city property in Boulder. In Colorado Springs, it is permissible to wear a holstered 6 gun within city limits, except on Sunday, Election Day, or holidays. In Cripple Creek, it is illegal to bring your horse or pack mule above the ground floor of any building. Now, that just, that makes me think of the scene in True Lies where Arnold Schwarzenegger's on the horse going up the elevator. It is illegal to mistreat rats in Denver, Colorado. The dog catcher must notify dogs of impounding by posting for 3 consecutive days on a notice on a notice on a tree in the city park and along a public road running through said park. So they have to notify the dogs. Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's see if there's more dumb laws. Page 2. That's crazy. Okay. It is unlawful to lend your vacuum cleaner to your next door neighbor. In Denver still. You may not drive a black car on Sundays. Well, that seems pretty strange. In Durango, it is illegal to go in public dressed in clothes unbecoming on one's sex. Okay. I don't know what the heck that means. Whether I don't know. In Fountain, it is illegal to have a broken down car on private property or public right-of-ways. Really? That's crazy. It is illegal to have weeds in your yard. It is, in Logan County, it is illegal for a man to kiss a woman while she is asleep. Wow. In Louisville, yes, Colorado, residents may not own chickens, but may own up to 3 turkeys. In Pueblo, Colorado, it is illegal to let a dandelion grow within city limits. In Sterling, cats may not run loose without having been fit with a tail like. Oh man, cats! You have to get a cat. You have to put a tail light on a cat. Oh, I love that. Oh, I gotta actually send that out to somebody. In Vail, Colorado, it is illegal to crash into obstacles on a ski slope. No one may keep junk close, and no one may keep junk close to someone else. I don't know what junk they're talking about. Anyways, in Westminster, do not allow somebody to park less than 2 feet from you, or you will have to pay a fine. Don't get lost between 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. or allow somebody to get lost while operating your car because it's against the law. If you're lost, wow, you can't tell someone not to get lost. Well, you can tell them to get lost. Well, yeah. In Westminster, Colorado, do not send a work crew in more than one vehicle in any residential district of the city because it is against the law. Wow. Okay. Folks, I had fun, with this simulcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to send out that law to some of my friends who are cat lovers. But, folks, again, thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. Thank you for listening, folks. Thank you for watching. If you're watching it on YouTube, viewers are at 0, so I doubt it. But if you're going to watch the replay, thank you very much for it. Folks, I will let you know that we'll be back Thursday morning, live. Remember, we have an interview with Coach Mark Welsh on Thursday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Sportswire here on Fat Cat Radio and YouTube.com.